Plastic Model Builders. Hello, it is me, Ari Stone with Plastic Model Builder, and this is the Tamiya Lockheed P-38 FG Lightning Part 3. In this video, we are going to be assembling the entire nacelle, which includes painting, doing the wheel well, and doing the wheel. So it's a couple of parts, so we are going to show you exactly how we do it. What you just saw was us painting the interior little components that are hard to see that are inside of that nacelle. It's part of the intakes and the coolers and all that stuff. So you have to do two nacelles, a right and a left. We're only going to show you one because each side is pretty much identical to the other. So you see we're just doing some light painting here. We did the olive drab color right there and just little detail stuff that in all actuality it's going to be hard to see because it's inside. Not a big deal. So you see what that looks like. We have a decal here that you have to put on each side of this right here. Here's one. You do the opposite side. We'll show you that. Turn that on the other side and you put that in. Painting this right here, like I said, there's a lot of little painting that has to be done. You saw that one decal that went on there. You do put on several more. So keep paying attention, keep watching. We're going to do some model making madness and make things look pretty. As well, I'll show you one of the mess ups that I do. That way you can at least see it and know not to make the same mistake that I did. So we are now painting the landing gear bay wheels, or I'm sorry, landing gear wheel wells. Right here we have the top of that. You got your side panel right here. I paint it white, then go over it and paint it silver. The first coat's a primer coat, and then we go over with the aluminum silver color. So this is how you see it going on like this. You got the little miscellaneous detail parts that are in there, which Tamiya did a very good job. So you have to paint those and also make those look pretty. So here they are right here, those little detail parts that I'm talking about. Make sure you get them good. Most of the parts inside there go a silver color. That's the way it was back then. Some of the interior is of course chromate green. And we have part of the landing gear area attached to this, the way this is designed. So just make sure you get everything painted. Make sure you know when you assemble that you're not gluing paint to paint. You want to have a good bond for these because the airplane does sit on there. And we also put some ball bearings, ball weights, whatever you want to call them. That way this plane is not a tail sitter. It will sit evenly with these weights unless you press it down on the back, in which it will sit on its tail, but if you press it back down on the front, it will sit properly. So that is the key to this aircraft. You could put a little more extra weight in it if you want to. And the way they did this is basically by not giving you an engine in the aircraft. I'm sure there could also be ways around that in the future if they were to build around that and make a different style of bearing, things like that. So here you see we're now giving this the silver aluminum style color that was in this aircraft. You got all these little parts here. So make sure you paint them, do a good job, or not, but either way, this is what it's going to look like. Then you'll have to do some little detail work on these, a little bit of yellow color, a little bit of black. It all comes out rather nicely, and you see me doing that right now. Definitely made this look pretty. It is true model making madness, of course. So this here will go inside of that wheel well. Here's that little detail work I was telling you about. Not a lot of it, but just enough that you have to do it. Just little bits of black pieces and some yellow and stripes here and there. Here's those stripes I was talking to on this little canister. Whatever it does, I'm sure it has a purpose for this airplane, but you can see it right there. Just do a good job with it. Make that look pretty as well. And you see me doing this piece right here that will also go inside of this wheel well. It's assembled in a couple of different pieces. We're getting all these little components because, well, we have to. You don't have to, but you know, it's for instructions and it's accurate to the piece. So now we will build this wheel well and then the nacelle. So you got to just do a little bit of light painting right here. I forgot that. Goes a yellow color, but you'll see how this wheel well goes together. So first you put this piece in right here. Make sure it's glued down. I know, not the greatest camera work in the world. Have this little guy that goes in, you see that right there. Then we put this onto the wheel well. Do a couple of sides here. So you did the one portion, now you've got that. Just make sure your glue set's really good, that it's good and firm. So now you put in this, which has a piece of the landing gear on it. And you'll see that's where that ball bearing goes. We'll show you, we'll put that weight in a little bit later. So now this piece is a little hard to get in. You kind of have to adjust it a little bit. Then you've got this right here. That fits in just like that. See how you do that? And then you'll add another piece to that in a minute. You've got that going on. Kind of have to snap into place a little bit. Hold it down. It's just how I did it, unless I did it in reverse. But I got it done so you can see how we're doing that. Just make sure your glue sets. There's also a piece that needs to go in between that, which goes right here. Had a little bit of trouble putting that in. I don't remember if this is how the directions call for it to be done, but this is how I did it. Maybe I forgot about it. And now we have this other side portion right here that goes onto the aircraft. So you see that going right there. Press it firmly. Make sure it looks good. Get your glue down there. And that is what it looks like. So now let's take our little cap right here, put that in the center. I don't know if that really holds that together, if it actually serves a purpose, but it does do that. Here's the ball weight. Put that in. This is again going to keep this model from being a tail sitter, because these prop planes were notorious for that, for models at least. So this is the nacelle and how it gets completed. And now if you keep watching, we will put this onto the aircraft. But first we do need to put a couple of things onto it. Just make sure all your glue sets and all that good stuff. It will attach to the wings. You need to make sure you have a portion of the wing slide under it first, then attach it. And I'm going to show you that mistake that I do make, so you have to keep watching just to see that. Go around this rear tail. So here are the other pieces that I said we have to do and put on. You got that little front cover right there. We're going to have to do the other sides of like these air intakes, whatever they are, coolers, I'm not sure. The World War II plane nuts will be able to tell me all about that, if you want to call them that, but they know. So you see how these pieces go just like that, one on each side. This is the one side, and here is the other. Make sure they face the right way. Not too easy to mess it up, because it can kind of only fit one way, which is a good thing. So here, this is how I put it together the first time. Then I have to put it like that. You see I put my glue down. And then the fun part is we turn it over. And I was wondering why I had to hold it there. So you see right there, that's not in how it's supposed to be. So I had to break it apart. And then put it back in under that tab, which you just saw me do, and re-glue it. That's the proper way to do it. So make sure you don't make that mistake. Alright, so now we have 3 wheels that we have to assemble. This is a rear wheel right here. You can tell by the amount of spokes in the hub, which is 8. And then we will do the front wheel, which has 6. Just like that. And they line up fairly nicely with the treads. We have drop tanks that we need to build. There you go, you have one of those, just like that. Get your drop tanks assembled. We will do a little bit of landing gear. We'll show you that. It has 2 little parts, 3 parts that go to it. You have this right here that fits there. It's the little, not actuator mechanism. And then this. Put those in. Then, after you get all this, we are going to paint these, prime them, and paint them the silver color. And then you can wait for part 4 and check out that video. That way you can see how the rest of the aircraft goes together. Here it is, all the painting in all its glory that we have going on right now. You see the wheels Those will go black. We'll paint those in a different video, so be sure to check that out when you have time, when it is available. Here again is the painting of that drop tank. Everything gets primed first and then painted, of course. There is a wheel. Yes, a little bit off camera, I'm sorry. They get painted a black color. The hubs are silver, so that's what you see me putting on right there. We have this. Subscribe, comment, and like. And as always, until next time, see ya!